What is the essence of irresistibility? This question invites us to peel back the layers of societal expectations and explore the realms of charm, authenticity, and true connection. Most of us have encountered moments where someone effortlessly draws us in, radiating a warmth that feels genuine and inviting. But what if I told you that this charm is not just an elusive learned behavior, but a natural state, an outpouring of our authentic selves? In a world that often dictates how women ought to appear, behave, and charm the hearts of others, it's easy to overlook our true selves in the relentless pursuit of attraction. From a tender age, many of us are conditioned by media portrayals, cultural norms, and even our circles of friends to conform to certain ideals of beauty and allure. These pressures can feel as heavy as the branches of a willow tree bending in the wind, stifling and limiting our natural growth. But let's stop and reflect for a moment. When was the last time you fully embraced who you are without the mask of societal expectations? Could it be that the secret to becoming irresistibly charming is found in the depths of our authenticity? Much like a flowing river that carves its path through stone, authenticity shapes our interactions, allowing us to connect with others on a deeper level. Just as Alan Watts poignantly elucidates, we often create an ego, a facade to protect ourselves, but in doing so, we separate ourselves from the vibrant essence of who we truly are. Can you recall a moment when someone was genuinely themselves, perhaps slightly quirky or imperfect? How did that make you feel in their presence? There is a distinct magnetism that arises when we shed the veneer of who we think we should be. It's as if we return to a childlike state where we are simply ourselves, uninhibited by the judgments of others. Authenticity acts like a lighthouse, guiding others through the murky waters of superficial interaction to a shore where genuine connection lies. Yet, the journey towards authenticity can feel daunting. You might ask yourself, why do we allow ourselves to be influenced by external narratives that dictate what it means to be charming? In the quest to meet these expectations, we often suppress the very traits that make us unique. What if, instead, we changed our perspective? What if we treated charm not as a destination, but as the natural expression of letting our true selves shine? Consider for a moment the butterflies that flutter about, their colors vibrant against the lush greenery. They don't strive to be the most radiant, they simply are. In this essence of being, they naturally draw in those who appreciate their beauty. Just like them, when we embrace our authenticity without the burden of perfection, we discover a charm that is not forced, but simply exudes from us. So, my friends, as you ponder the essence of irresistibility, allow yourself to embrace the parts of you that have long been set aside. Reflect on those moments when you felt truly alive and connected. What were you doing? Who were you with? The answers to these questions may beautifully unravel the layers we often hide behind in the pursuit of charm. Ultimately, the antidote to the pressures we face lies in returning to our essence. It's perhaps time we shift our focus from how to charm others to how we can embrace our unique selves. The invitation here is to journey inward, to cultivate a sense of self that feels honest and true. Join me as we continue this exploration and consider what it truly means to attract others not by pretense, but by simply allowing your authentic self to unfold in all its glorious complexity. What if the most irresistible version of you is the one that already exists within? Continue reflecting on this thought, and if you find resonance in the journey we're embarking upon, subscribe to the channel for more insights on authenticity and connection. Together, let us explore the beautiful dance of becoming irresistibly ourselves. As we step deeper into our exploration of what makes someone truly irresistible, let's turn our attention to vulnerability and how it paves the road to connection. In a society that often encourages us to build walls for self-protection, being vulnerable may seem like a risk we can't afford to take. However, what if I told you that embracing vulnerability is the key to unlocking deeper, more meaningful relationships? Vulnerability, contrary to popular belief, is not a sign of weakness. It is a profound strength. Think of it as shedding layers, much like a tree casting off its leaves in winter, making way for new growth in spring. When we open ourselves to others, we create a space where genuine interaction can flourish. But in a world where we are often told to put our best foot forward, opening up can feel like standing in a storm without an umbrella. Let's pause for a moment and ask ourselves, when was the last time you felt truly connected to someone? What made that encounter special? Perhaps it was the moments when you shared your innermost thoughts or even your insecurities. In doing so, you invited the other person into your authentic world, creating a bridge of understanding and empathy. Alan Watts expressed that our sense of self often creates an illusion where we believe we must protect our identity from the outside world. In doing so, we inadvertently hinder the very connections we seek. Imagine a cozy cafe where friends gather not just to sip coffee, but to share stories that touch their hearts. Perhaps one person shares a fear about starting a new job or navigating a personal relationship. Instead of judgment, there's resonance. They find common ground in their shared humanity. In those moments of vulnerability, walls come crashing down. It's as if we hold up a mirror that reflects not just our flaws, but also our aspirations and fears, inviting others to do the same. You might wonder, what if this willingness to be vulnerable is the very secret that makes us magnetic? Consider this. When someone shares their truth, it invites others to do the same, creating a bond that is raw and real. Vulnerability is the water that nourishes relationships, allowing them to blossom beyond surface-level conversations. Are you willing to take that leap? Let us reflect on how we often go about our days with the expectation of maintaining a facade of perfection. What if letting go of that pretense allowed us to experience greater depth in our interactions? When we uncover our true selves, we become relatable. We no longer live in the shadows of comparison or self-doubt. It's an invitation to appreciate our shared experiences, the struggles that shape us, and the dreams that fuel us. As you navigate your own connections, I encourage you to consider how vulnerability can act as a catalyst for intimacy. What if, by revealing your true thoughts and feelings, you inspire others to do the same? This sparks an authentic fire, igniting conversations that resonate at a foundational level. By honoring your own stories, you inadvertently make space for others to honor theirs. Remember, vulnerability isn't about bearing all. It's about expressing your feelings authentically and inviting others into the beauty of your experiences. A gentle ebb and flow, just like the tides, can create a rhythm of understanding. So, dear friends, as we dive deeper into the exploration of vulnerability, let it be a bridge rather than a wall. Reflect on the times you experienced connection through vulnerability, and realize that by embracing your authentic self, you create the conditions for meaningful relationships to thrive. And if the insights shared so far resonate with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Together, let's continue exploring how vulnerability can be our greatest ally in the journey toward irresistibility. Just as nature is unyielding in its beauty, so too can we be steadfast in our authenticity, inviting others to connect with us in ways that are both profound and transformative. As we move forward in our exploration of connection, let's take a moment to unlock the potential hidden within 3 simple words that can profoundly impact our interactions. You might be wondering, what are these words? How can they shift conversations from the mundane to the meaningful? These 3 words, often overlooked yet incredibly powerful, are I appreciate you. At first glance, these words seem straightforward, yet their implications run deeper than we might realize. Think about it. When was the last time someone genuinely expressed their appreciation for you? How did that make you feel? In a world often consumed by enough worries, fears, and distractions, receiving true acknowledgement can be a breath of fresh air. It builds bridges, strengthens bonds, and ignites warmth in our connections. When you actively choose to express appreciation, you open the door to conversations that are rich and vibrant, much like the blooming flowers of spring after a long winter. You shift the focus from surface-level pleasantries to a place where feelings and emotions can truly breathe. These words have the power to uplift and energize not only the person receiving the compliment, but also the one giving it. It's the cyclical nature of connection, a beautiful dance where both parties benefit. Now, let's visit the idea of intent behind these words. It's essential to understand that simply saying, "I appreciate you," isn't enough if it's not heartfelt. Think of a river flowing with clear, fresh water, nourishing everything in its path. When you communicate your appreciation sincerely and with intent, it transforms the water into a sacred source of life. It's what empowers the phrase to transcend the mundane and become a catalyst for authentic awareness in our interactions. As we consider the importance of these words, let's delve into how they serve to create deeper connections. When you express genuine appreciation towards someone, it not only lifts their spirits, but also fosters a sense of belonging. It reminds both parties that they are seen and valued. It opens up channels for further discussions and allows us to explore what makes each other tick, the dreams, aspirations, and even the vulnerabilities that bind us together. Now, you may be thinking, how can something so simple carry such weight? Here's the remarkable truth. Life often thrives in simplicity. Think about nature. A delicate flower flourishes not just because of its beauty, but because it is a part of a greater ecosystem. In the grand tapestry of life, acknowledging one another creates a symphony of connection that resonates with our collective humanity. As a gentle exercise for you, consider this. The next time you're in a conversation, reflect on the details. What do you genuinely appreciate about the person sitting across from you? Is it their tenacity, their laughter? Perhaps it's their ability to listen. When you share these thoughts, you encourage a culture of appreciation, a ripple effect that inspires others to be equally mindful. And let's not forget to turn this reflection inward. Are you allowing yourself to receive appreciation? So often we brush off compliments or shift the focus away from ourselves, thinking it's the polite thing to do. But by doing so, we deny ourselves the warmth of connection that such exchanges can bring. Remember, just like sunlight nourishes a plant, accepting appreciation nourishes our souls. As we gather these insights, let's remember the power of those three words, I appreciate you. Embrace them as tools to create depth and meaning in your connections. Let's strive to cultivate environments where appreciation is not merely an afterthought, but a cornerstone of how we engage with each other. If you're enjoying this journey, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for our next exploration. Together, we'll continue our deep dive into the realm of connection, examining how vulnerability, authenticity, and appreciation inspire us to weave a tapestry of meaningful relationships. Your willingness to embrace these concepts could be the spark that ignites lasting bonds and opens the door to a life enriched with connection. What transformations await you as you begin to express appreciation more freely? Let's find out together. As we delve deeper into the realms of connection, let's explore another essential ingredient, empathy. This simple yet profound quality allows us to walk in another's shoes, see life through their eyes, and share in their joys and sorrows. Empathy acts as a powerful unifier in a world often divided by misunderstanding and judgment. Have you ever noticed how a gentle touch can bridge the gap between two individuals? In the same way, empathy connects us on a fundamental level, inviting us to share the human experience. Think back to a time when you felt heard and understood. Perhaps during a heartfelt conversation with a friend, or in a moment of comfort after a difficult day. When someone offered their empathy, it wasn't just what they said, it was the warmth felt in the silence, the genuine concern in their eyes. This is the essence of empathy. It draws us closer, fostering a sense of belonging. Alan Watts often spoke about the interconnectedness of all living things, suggesting that we are not separate entities, but rather threads in a vast tapestry of existence. When we practice empathy, we weave our threads into others, creating a bond that transcends our individual experiences. It's about recognizing that everyone carries their own struggles, dreams, and fears, much like the colorful threads of a woven rug, each contributing to the overall beauty of the piece. Now, you might be wondering how different our conversations might be if we approach them with empathy. What if, when our friends share their worries, we actively listen and reflect back what we hear? Rather than jumping to offer advice or change the topic, we can ask open-ended questions that encourage deeper sharing. For example, how did that make you feel? Or what do you need right now? These questions create space for honest expression, allowing us to connect in a way that feels safe and nurturing. Now you might be wondering how to cultivate empathy in your everyday life. Start by observing your own reactions in conversations. Are you fully present, or are distractions pulling your attention away? Being present is the first step to engaging empathetically. Put aside the urge to think about how you will respond and listen deeply. Physically, lean in closer, nod your head, or even mirror their expressions. These subtle cues signal that you are with them in that moment. Next, practice putting yourself in their place. This isn't always easy, especially if their experiences differ vastly from yours. However, empathy requires us to suspend our judgments and simply try to understand. What if you approach each person you meet with the idea that they carry their own unseen stories? How would this shift your interactions? As we navigate the waters of empathy, we must also remember the importance of self-empathy. It is just as vital to be kind and understanding to ourselves. Recognize that you too are deserving of compassion. When you face challenges, treat yourself as you would a dear friend. What would you say to someone struggling with the same issues? Encourage yourself to embrace those thoughts, allowing room for growth and healing. Empathy's true beauty lies in its potential to inspire change. Remember an instance when someone empathized with you and helped alter your perspective or behavior? It's a gentle reminder of how powerful our connections can be. This quality invites us to extend our empathy beyond our close circles, into the broader world where empathy truly blossoms into activism, social change, and collective healing. As we reflect on our own ability to empathize, let us keep in mind that it nurtures and deepens the connections we seek. By cultivating empathy, we not only create a ripple effect that can uplift those around us, but we also develop resilience in our connections, allowing them to withstand life's inevitable challenges. So here's an invitation. Commit to practicing empathy in your interactions this week. Whether it's a casual chat with a neighbor, a conversation with a friend, or even an online exchange, take a moment to foster understanding and connection. You might be surprised at how these small gestures yield immense growth both within yourself and your relationships. If you're finding these insights resonant, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Let's continue this exploration together, reflecting on the transformative power of empathy and how it serves as a vital thread in our ever-expanding tapestry of human connection. What connections will you deepen as you embrace empathy in your life? The answers may just lead you to enriched relationships and a greater understanding of our shared human experience. As we continue our journey through the landscape of connection, let's turn our focus to another profound aspect, the art of active listening. In a world overflowing with distractions and noise, the power of listening is often overshadowed. Yet, genuine listening can transform the way we relate to one another, allowing our connections to deepen and flourish. Active listening goes beyond merely hearing words. It involves immersing ourselves in the moment, being fully present, and engaging with what is being said. Picture this. You're sitting across from a friend who shares a heartfelt story. Are you truly listening, or are you mentally preparing your response, glancing at your phone, or letting your mind wander? When we fail to fully engage, we miss the essence of the moment and the opportunity for a genuine connection. Alan Watts once compared listening to the act of being fully in tune with the music of life. Just as a musician listens deeply to the notes being played, we too must open our ears and hearts to those around us. By doing so, we demonstrate that every word, every emotion, and every pause carries significance. Now, let's explore some key elements of active listening: presence, curiosity, and reflection. First, presence is about committing your full attention to the speaker. It requires us to set aside distractions, both external and internal, allowing space for understanding to grow. Consider what happens when you remove the chatter in your mind. Suddenly, there's clarity, and you become attuned to the speaker's tone, their facial expressions, and body language, all of which contribute to the richness of communication. Next, approach each conversation with genuine curiosity. What if you treated every exchange as a chance to discover new facets of someone else's experience? Instead of waiting for your turn to speak, ask questions guided by their story. How did that make you feel? Or, what did you learn from that experience? Curiosity shifts the focus away from us and opens up the possibility for deeper understanding. Finally, reflect back on what you hear. This could be as simple as paraphrasing their words or validating their feelings. You might say, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed with everything going on," or, "I hear how much that means to you." These small gestures assure the speaker that they are truly being heard, fostering greater trust and intimacy. Now, let's turn to the powerful impact that active listening can have on our relationships. Think about a time when someone made you feel seen and understood simply by listening. Perhaps it was a friend who allowed you to vent without judgment, or a partner who tuned into your needs without interruption. It can be a transformative experience that leads to healing and growth as the speaker feels released from the weight of their experiences and becomes more open to sharing. Active listening also cultivates empathy, the very quality we discussed earlier. By allowing someone to share their story without interrupting our own opinions or advice, we create a safe space that encourages vulnerability. In this way, listening and empathy act as partners, taking our connections to new heights. As you consider integrating active listening into your daily life, start small. Make a conscious effort in your next conversation to set aside distractions and be fully present. Notice how this simple choice affects not just the quality of the conversation, but also the connection you feel with the other person. You may be surprised by how much closer your relationships can grow. And here's a gentle reminder. Be patient with yourself. We're often conditioned to rush through conversations, eager to share our own thoughts. But every effort to practice active listening is an opportunity to build something beautiful, a deeper connection rooted in understanding and trust. As we wrap this exploration of active listening, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on the conversations in your life. Are you truly listening or merely waiting to speak? What transformations could unfold if you choose to engage with empathy and presence? If this resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together. Let's uncover how the art of active listening can enhance our connections, enrich our lives, and ultimately lead us to an understanding that we are not alone in our experiences. As you cultivate this skill, remember that you are nurturing not just relationships, but a path toward a more connected and compassionate existence. What new layers of understanding will emerge from your commitment to truly listen? Let's find out together. As we delve deeper into the theme of connection, let's explore the transformative power of vulnerability in our relationships. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness in our socially driven culture. However, it holds the potential to be one of the most powerful strengths we possess. It's the act of leaning into discomfort, embracing the uncertainty, and allowing ourselves to be seen. When we do this, we open the door to authentic connections, bridging the gap between ourselves and those we care about. Think of vulnerability as the opening of the petals of a flower. When a flower blooms, it exposes its innermost colors and textures, inviting the world to appreciate its beauty. In the same way, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we showcase our true selves, our fears, dreams, and imperfections. This revelation invites others to join us in authenticity, creating a safe space for deeper connections to flourish. Have you ever had a conversation where you shared something deeply personal, perhaps a fear or a dream, and noticed the shift in energy? When you reveal a part of yourself, it often inspires others to reciprocate, creating a beautiful exchange of honesty. Alan Watts once said, "The more a thing tends to be permanent, the more it tends to be lifeless." Vulnerability acknowledges the transient nature of life and relationships. It's the very essence that breathes life into our connections. Now, let's reflect on how we often approach vulnerability. It can feel daunting, almost like standing at the edge of a diving board, gazing down at the unknown depths below. We might hesitate, fearing judgment or rejection. But what if we viewed vulnerability through a different lens? Instead of seeing it as risking exposure, let's consider it as an invitation to deeper intimacy. Every time you choose to be vulnerable, you're signaling to others that it's safe to do the same. As you navigate your relationships, notice those moments ripe for vulnerability. Perhaps it's a time when a friend is grappling with their challenges and you feel the pull to share your own experiences. Or maybe it's during a joyful celebration where you want to express your heartfelt sentiments. These are the moments when vulnerability reveals its magic, strengthening bonds and illuminating the path towards shared understanding. So, how can you begin to embrace vulnerability in your everyday life? Start by setting your intention. When engaging in conversations, be open to sharing a little of your inner world with others. It doesn't have to be daunting. Even small expressions of vulnerability can create ripples of connection. For instance, you might share a personal anecdote that relates to the topic at hand, or admit to a fear you've been holding on to. A practical exercise is to revisit your feelings in those moments. When you share something vulnerable, pay attention to how it feels in your body. Is there a release of tension, a sense of lightness? These sensations can guide you toward recognizing the power of vulnerability and how it paves the way for deeper connections. Another aspect to consider is the concept of mutual vulnerability. It's not just about you opening up, but also inviting others into that space. For example, when you share your fears, you create a safe haven where others feel encouraged to reflect upon their own. This mutual exchange cultivates trust and reinforces the shared human experience. As we think about vulnerability, let's also remember the importance of compassion. When someone opens up to us, it's our responsibility to meet their vulnerability with care, validate their feelings, listen with an open heart, and offer support if appropriate. This creates a nurturing environment where vulnerability can thrive, encouraging even deeper levels of intimacy. As we draw this exploration of vulnerability to a close, take a moment to reflect on how you currently relate to the concept. Are there areas in your life where you could embrace vulnerability more openly? What fears hold you back from expressing your true self? If these thoughts resonate with you, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel so we can continue this vital exploration together. Let's uncover the incredible power of vulnerability in weaving a tapestry of authentic connections that enrich our lives. By embracing vulnerability, we are not only transforming our own experiences, but inviting others to join us on a journey toward closeness and understanding. What beauty awaits you on the other side of your fears as you embrace the power of vulnerability? Let's uncover that together. As we reach the final chapter in our exploration of connection, it's time to reflect on the transformative power of gratitude. Cultivating gratitude is much like nurturing a garden. It requires intention, careful tending, and an openness to recognizing the beauty that exists in our lives, even amidst chaos. Gratitude allows us to appreciate the connections we share while simultaneously expanding our capacity for love, compassion, and understanding. Imagine waking up each morning and pausing to acknowledge 3 things for which you're grateful. This simple yet profound practice can shift your perspective, much like a sunrise illuminating the landscape after a long, dark night. As we express gratitude for the people in our lives, we deepen our connections and foster an environment conducive to openness and vulnerability. Alan Watts often spoke about the importance of seeing the interconnectedness of existence. When we approach life with gratitude, we're not just recognizing the elements that contribute to our happiness, we're acknowledging the rich tapestry of our shared human experience. Each individual we encounter, whether a close friend, a barista at our favorite cafe, or even a stranger in line at the store, plays a role in the story of our lives. When we express gratitude for these connections, we strengthen the threads that bind us together. But gratitude goes beyond acknowledgement. It's a practice that requires action. There's a beautiful alchemy that occurs when we articulate our appreciation, transforming a fleeting thought into a tangible expression. Start simple. When was the last time you thanked a friend for being there for you? Or perhaps you could reach out to someone who had a significant impact on your life. Expressing your gratitude can be a source of healing, both for you and for them. Incorporating acts of gratitude into your daily routine can be a game changer. Consider writing a thank you note, sending a kind text, or even creating a gratitude jar where you regularly add notes of appreciation for the things, moments, or people that brighten your days. Each note is a small seed planted in your garden of connection, allowing it to flourish over time. As you engage in these practices, pay attention to how they affect your interactions. When you express gratitude, you cast a light on the goodness in your life, and this can inspire a chain reaction. Others feel encouraged to reflect on their own experiences and reciprocate. This ripple effect creates an uplifting environment where connections can grow stronger. However, we must also remember that gratitude is not merely about the positive moments. It's about acknowledging the full spectrum of our experiences. Sometimes we find the greatest lessons and insights in our struggles. Expressing gratitude even for the challenges we face opens us up to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationships. It teaches us resilience and fosters a greater appreciation for the joys when they arrive. Pause for a moment and reflect on this. What challenges in your life have shaped you? How might you express gratitude for the strength and growth that arose from those trials? This perspective shift not only enhances your sense of connection to yourself, but also prepares you to relate to others with compassion and understanding. As we embrace this journey of gratitude, let's also recognize the abundance already surrounding us. There is beauty in the ordinary moments that can easily go unnoticed. The warmth of the sun on our skin, the laughter of a child, or even the shared smiles with a stranger. By capturing these moments and acknowledging their significance, we deepen our awareness of the interconnectedness of our lives. So, as we conclude our exploration into the realms of connection, appreciation, empathy, active listening, vulnerability, and now gratitude, what transformations do you notice within yourself? What new perspectives have unraveled? If you found enlightenment throughout this journey, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for our future explorations. Together, we'll continue to uncover the layers of connection, allowing the wisdom we've gathered to expand and enrich our world. Gratitude has the power to transform our relationships, reminding us of the beauty woven within our shared existence. So, let's cultivate a community built on appreciation, embrace the power of gratitude, and discover the abundance that surrounds us every day. What steps will you take to infuse your life with gratitude? Let's embark on this journey together, for as Alan Watts would remind us, life is an adventure best journeyed with an open heart.